Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk about blob paintings, and I think it's called like that because I didn't invent it. I'm gonna put a link in the description. I have a big project idea and part of that painting would be blobs, so I need to figure out how the consistency should look like and how to achieve it. You have probably, if you're interested in that, seen different mixtures already, mainly with Floetrol, but for cost purposes I want to compare Floetrol and the glue. But to be said, I don't really believe in that idea. If you know my channel, you might have seen the basic knowledge that actually things like Floetrol and glue are simply made to keep the pigment connection together. So things like half paint and half Floetrol you won't see me doing. 30% is normally totally sufficient. What I do expect, and also that is in another video, is that Floetrol is a conditioner which keeps the opening time longer. So from a drying perspective, Floetrol should take longer. While I expect glue, this is bookbinder's glue, so archival. It's a bit thicker, so eventually a bit more like gel medium, which would be the best thing for this kind of method eventually. So I'm gonna start mixing this, and I have tiny canvases where there's eventually 2 blobs on there at the end. But yeah, I just wanna try it and I hope you get something out of it and enjoy it. Okay, for the purpose of this experiment I'm gonna do a 50-50. So basically the paint itself is a spoon like this, and I'm gonna use glue and Floetrol the same way. If I do my painting and I know the consistency and what dries better, I will only do a third. What you can see already after mixing it up is the same as with mixing any other paint and colors for the FluidArt, is that Floetrol is already way thinner and creamier. Again, it's a conditioner, that's what it does. While glue is gluish, so it's thicker. You will always in any mixture need to add more water or whatever. Everything, it's always consistency. It's not depending on what kind of medium you use. So now I'm gonna thin this down with water, and I'm just gonna show you the consistency that I think it should have. Okay, so I'm done with mixing. As always, slowly a little bit of water, and I left it a little bit thicker than normal. It's always difficult to see on a video, but it is running, but it's a little bit more left over on the stick than it normally would be. So I would say it has a bit trouble running, if you want to call it like that. And it does still leave drops. Same with the Floetrol. This is eventually a little bit thinner, but that also happens with glue and Floetrol, that you lose the consistency really quickly. So if you have consistency problems, stick to one or the other, because they really move different. So normally I would also advise really to use bottles like that for the blob painting, because it's much cleaner and everything. But of course for this little portion of paint I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna use a spoon. Okay, so with a spoon it's not gonna be very clean. In general, also you shouldn't have air bubbles, so you should either have the paint sit, or this also works a bit. And yeah, you should each layer should of course dry properly. This looks a little thick actually, because it's not spreading at all. So yeah, it is, but if I put new paint and multiple layers on it, it of course should also have a wider circle on the bottom, it also eventually is taste what you prefer. So these are the glue ones. Okay, so applying this at day 2, it definitely feels different with the glue to the very flat Floetrol. I think the best thing would be a gloss medium, not a gloss medium, a gel medium, but I think this is gonna be my favorite. Of course, you also need to consider how big you made it, because yeah, eventually if this flattens out a bit more, then it's also overlapping the other part. Hello everyone, so I have applied in total 4 layers of both mixtures. First I had a complete day between it, but it was also, yeah, 12 hours is fine, possibly even less. And you can see what my result clearly is. Again, this is my result. A lot of people do it with Floetrol. I'm fully aware of this, but my tendency goes to the more gooey stuff, which is with glue, and you can see why. This is definitely already like little blobs building up. And I could now, of course, if I would make a real painting, I would do some more layers. The Floetrol, there is zero build-up. It completely did flow into each other. Another tip I would like to give is that it really, yeah, it's difficult to have the right size of the circles. You can see here that this green one already has the same size as the underlaying red one. So it's difficult to have it not overlap each other, so stay small with the dot you put on top of it, that it doesn't cover up your previous layer completely. So I think that's really the test I wanted to do and to share with you the outcome. Again, both of these had the same consistency, so eventually with Floetrol it works if it's a little additional more, so it's even more thicker. I hope you enjoyed this and have a look out for this technique in one of my next paintings, and have fun yourself. Have a look at the description for the link to my social media platform, and I hope to see you back soon.